We're going to start in a seated position, and you can sit however you're comfortable for now. We're just kind of getting in tune with the body. So welcome to Gentle Yoga. Today what you'll need is, you don't need them, but if you would like some blocks, you can have some blocks. And you can have a pillow that helps here if you don't have blocks. So again, you don't have to use it. And then I'm using a little blanket here for when we get down on our knees. So if anything bothers you with your knees, or you can even use a pillow for your knees too. So for now, let's just start in a seated position and kind of check in with that body. So thank you for joining me. And just, I want you to start by just following your breath here. So you can have your hands in heart center, or if you'd like to just open up your palms and allow some energy to come into your body. And just taking a few slow, deep breaths, kind of checking in and seeing where you're at and finding where your mind and your body connect today. So let's take a few deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose. Feel free to close those eyes and just listen to the voice of what's happening right now. And then as you exhale, I want you to allow that breath to come out through the back of your throat and through your belly. Now you could place one hand on your belly, or maybe you just want to be conscious of, as you inhale, feel that chest expand. Maybe your belly expands as well, and as you exhale, feel everything sink back in. And as we continue that breath, creating heat through our body, I want you to also release any of that stress and tension that you might be having. So any of that feeling of anxiety, any stress, any type of tension or anxiousness, I want you to just let it all go and take these few minutes for yourself to just really reflect on how you're feeling. And any of that negativity, any type of pressure, I just want you to shoot it out of that room. Let's take one more slow, deep breath. Inhale, raise those shoulders up to your ears. And as you exhale, just let them go. Any of that pressure on your shoulders, the weight of the world, just let it go. Let's do that one more time. As you inhale, bring those shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale and let it go. You might notice some tension in your shoulders. Maybe it'll be in your hips or your back. Maybe it's everywhere. So I want you to listen to your body today. Let's place our hands in heart center. So if anything is not serving you today, please back off. Do any modifications that you need. Big inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, take it to heart center. One more time, inhale, reach. Last time, let's inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Let it all in, open it up. Exhale, let's open that heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Let them press away from your ears. Open your heart, open up that chin. Create some energy through that thyroid. Some inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a slow, deep breath, and we're just gonna bow forward for a moment and just let that back relax and let your head relax. You can place your hands wherever you feel comfortable. And I'd like for you to set an intention for your practice today. Whatever that may be, as we raise that head up, maybe it's just to let everything go. Whatever's worrying you or whatever you're feeling, just let it all go. So whatever that might be for you. So let's go ahead, we're gonna go right into a tabletop. So that's where that blanket might come in handy. I'm gonna go sideways for this section so you guys can see a little bit better. But I'm just gonna place my knees on my blanket and hands underneath the shoulders. Let's start with a nice cat-cow as we round the shoulders, round your lower back, and then exhale into your cow as you arch and press your shoulder blades back into your ribcage. So let's just do that a few times. I want you to follow your breath today as you exhale and inhale and exhale. So whatever comes natural to you with your breath, I want you to just go ahead and breathe with that. Now maybe your breaths are a little bit bigger in or a little bit bigger out. Keeping in mind as we breathe, allowing that oxygen, allowing that breath to let it go. And be conscious of where your belly button is. Is it pulled through your back? Are your abdominals engaged? If you're feeling any tension, I want you to take it back a notch. Or maybe you need to push a little bit today. Every day is different. Last time, creating heat through that spine here. Exhale and release it. Round it one more time. Draw those shoulders away from your ears and then exhale. Continue pushing those shoulders away. Let's go into a neutral spine and just shake it out. We're just going to kind of S-shape that spine. You can use your head and your shoulders. Kind of feel that lower back. Feel your hips. Just drive that energy from your hips all the way to the head. Being conscious of what you're feeling. And then neutral spine, hold it center for me. Take a breath, round the back. Now this time as we hold our cat, I want you to open those fingertips nice and wide. Really get some energy from your hands up into your shoulders. And take those shoulders away from your ears as you round and tuck your chin in your chest. And I want you to lower that around that lower back as well. And then take your shoulder blades and open them away from your rib cage and your spine. Let your head hang heavy. Just let everything go. Maybe you shake it yes and no. We always want to stop with a little yes. Yes. Nice and positive. Hold it here. Take a breath as you arch that back into your cow. Now focusing, take those shoulder blades, press them into your rib cage. Really point that tailbone up to the sky and draw your chin forward. Just looking forward, relaxing that head and neck. And then take it neutral spine. Now if you choose, you can open your feet a little bit wider here. We're going to take our right hand into the center and your left arm up to the sky. Open that heart, reach those fingertips high, pressing that rib cage open. Inhale. Now we're going to take that arm and we're just going to glide it through halfway and reach through, and then inhale and lift up. Now each time you reach up, maybe you can twist a little bit deeper if your body allows you to do so. And as you exhale, feel some of that air come out of your belly. Exhale. Again, going at your own pace. Maybe now you can drop a little bit further through, threading that needle. It can be 2 more times as you reach. You can warm up those triceps if you'd like. Reach a little further. Then hold it up for me. Feel the difference. As we warm up, press that hip off to the side. So left hip off to the side, right arm, push that shoulder away from your ear. Now let's thread that needle and stay there. So we're gonna thread that left arm through and rest your head on your mat. Now where does that right arm go? It could be down on the ground, or it could be in front of you, or it could be up, or it could be on your hip. Whatever feels good. We are gonna do this twice. So notice using that hand, you can press your shoulder away from your hand. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel that twist through your back. And as you exhale, we're going to raise back up, reaching that arm up, finishing off where we started. And then hand comes back down into neutral. Round the back, give me a nice little cat. Exhale, give me that cow. And then neutral spine. So we're going to do the other side. Left hand comes a little closer to center just to keep those shoulders neutral. Take your right arm, reach it up to the sky. Notice how your back feels. Exhale, let's just go ahead and thread it just halfway through and then reach and open. So we want to use some movement here to create some space, some heat, some energy, increasing those endorphins. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more times. And notice each time that body becoming a little more pliable, a little more able to move as your body wakes up. Last time, let's reach the arm up and then exhale, thread that arm all the way through to rest your head. Now you can rest your head here if you have your pillow, if this is too far. And then again, other arm can either come out, hand right here on your hip or behind you. But this is our first time, so just be listening to what your body's telling you. So maybe you're still a little tight, a little cold through that spine. And then just exhale. Maybe you use that hand to push your shoulder a little further away from the earth. And then very slowly taking that right arm, reaching it up to the sky. Exhale, take it back down into your neutral spine. Holding it in your tabletop around your back. Exhale and arch. So notice we're working through that whole upper body all the way to the hips. Hold it neutral spine. So we're going to do that one more time. Left hand comes into center. Right hand comes up, hold it here, big reach up. And let's go right into threading that needle. So we're gonna thread that needle, hold it right here. Now as we thread our needle, take your right hand here, reach it up, open that heart. You can use that arm, and I'll go the other way for just a second here. You can use that arm, the one that's out through the, and then use it to twist a little bit more. Or take that right arm and open up the palm. Now you can take your hand behind you into a little bind, or maybe you just want it on your hip. Or if you're uncomfortable being in this position, you can always have your hand here. I want you to really open that heart, draw your shoulder blade up and back. Good, let's reach that arm up to the sky and place that hand on the ground to lift that left arm all the way up. Open up your heart. And then back down to tabletop. Holding that tabletop, let's round the back. Exhale and arch. We want to always go back to neutral position before we switch and take it center. So let's do the other side. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up, open up. Excellent. And then slide that arm through. So let's go ahead and slide that arm through here, reaching it. Now that other arm, our left arm, can either be up to the sky or it could be behind you in that bind. Wherever you can reach is fine. You can have it on your hip. Whatever feels good to you, draw that shoulder blade back. Really open up that chest. So we're stretching out the chest, the shoulders, the back, probably the hips. Just let yourself sink into this for a moment. Let's lift that arm up to the sky. And then taking that hand back down, reaching that right arm up, opening back up to where we started. Exhale, take it back down right here into our tabletop, round to the back. And then take it to your cow. Nice job. Exhale, neutral spine. So let's hold that neutral spine here for a second. Take a breath and just let your head dangle. Shake it out, whatever you need to. Everything else is engaged. Just let it all go. Perfect. We're going to curl the toes. We're going to do our first downward dog here. So I want you to extend those fingertips forward. And before we do that, make sure those fingertips are facing forward, not turned out. So we want to watch those shoulders. Curl your toes. Let's lift our hips up to our first downward dog. Now you're welcome to keep that blanket if you have one right where it's at, because we're going to get back down on one knee in just a second here. For now, take a deep breath. Press your chest towards your hips. Point that tailbone up to the sky. Now maybe you want to pedal the heels if you're feeling really tight. It'll all warm up, I promise. Each one. First downward dog is always the hardest. Pull that belly button in. Press your chest. Maybe now you can dig that head a little bit deeper through your arms. Exhale, look at your fingertips and just walk over your blanket or anything if you have it and walk towards your hand. Let's hold that forward fold here. Bend the knees here, round the lower back. Let's get into that lower back. Just dangle the arms, round your shoulders around those legs, and let's wrap our arms around our legs. Now you can just hold it here if you want to have it a little bit further out. You're welcome to do so. Again, listening to your body, and then just drop those arms, ragdoll, one vertebrae at a time as you stand up. Take your time. Hold it in that standing position. Big inhale, reach up to the sky. Now I want you to squeeze those glutes to support your back before we do our first little mini back bend. Open your heart. Now your arms can be big. Take it all in, or maybe you want to cactus those arms, whatever feels better to you. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, take it down into your forward fold. Check back in with how you feel. Excellent. Bend the knees. Ragdoll your body back up, creating heat through the legs. Inhale, reach those arms back up to the sky. Squeeze the glutes. Open your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down one more time. Same thing. Just dropping down, creating heat with those legs as we bend, round, and roll all the way up. Inhale. Open. Exhale. Let's take it down into our forward fold. Let's hold the forward fold for a second. Now you can bend the knees a little if you'd like. We're going to grab our elbows and just gently let gravity pull that body down. Now, so for now, I want you to just let your shoulders actually relax towards your ears. So normally we say, keep your shoulders away from your ears. But in this case, I want you to actually let those shoulders sink as close to your ears as possible, lengthening the spine. Now maybe you want to rock from side to side. Usually I get a little adjustment here. Sometimes I feel a little crackle pop in my back. Just kind of releasing any of the pressure or maybe any of that gas in between those joints, and then holding it here. Relax the arms. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, take it down. And we're gonna step our right leg back into a low lunge. Now we're gonna go right into that low lunge with the knee. So if you notice that your knee is over your heel, I want you to take your foot and step it a little further forward and lunge forward. So we're gonna hold this lunge here, then flatten that back foot. Excellent. Now this is where those blocks come in handy. So if you wanna grab your blocks, and you can put one on each side. So if you're feeling that pressure to try to reach down, grab those blocks. They could be high or they could be low. Now I want you to really open up through the front of that back leg. So let's lift that chest up, and now we're dropping the shoulders away from our ears. So let's hold it right here. Now watch that back. If you feel it arching, you want to let the hip sink just a little, but you don't want to create an arch, any pressure in that low back. So everything is engaged. And what I'd like you to imagine is actually squeezing your inner thighs together, even though they're not together. Excellent. So let's shift back into a half splits here. So we're just going to shift back, and you can relax that back foot. You can bring your blocks with you. And I want you to actually straighten that back. So open that heart. It's not about how far you go down. And then exhale. Now you can round the back a little bit and just let everything relax. Feel the stretch shift to the upper of that leg and through the hips. Inhale, take it back forward into your low lunge. Let's hold that low lunge for a second here. Imagine squeezing those inner thighs together. We're going to take our right hand and place it to the inside of our foot. Now you can use your block or not, and we're just going to lift that left arm up. Notice we're doing some twisting today. So that twisting is creating circulation through our organs, wringing them all out, and then take that same hand, your left hand, bring it to the inside of your foot, and just hold it here. Allow that knee to sink off to the left. Now if you'd like, you can take that foot and walk it just slightly off to the edge, and into our lizard, we open the knee and allow that weight just on the blade of your foot. Now feel free to drop down. So we're using today more as a stretch. We're not really flowing and moving and repeating. I want you just to take advantage of these stretches. Go ahead and lift it back up. Walk that foot back to center. Here we are back in that lunge. Hold it here. We're going to use those blocks again. Hold it and open. Now, if you feel comfortable, we can lift those arms up. If you need to come up a little bit, you're welcome to do so. But imagine opening through the front of this hip here. So we want to make sure to open that hip so we can really create energy through the entire hip and low back. Let's bring those arms behind you, roll your shoulders, and lift those arms up. Now, you could keep your arms down and lift those arms up if you choose. Open your heart. Feel free to create some energy through that throat. Head comes up gently, arms come back to center. Let's frame the foot, curl your back foot and lift your back knee. Excellent. Turn that back foot 45 degrees. Bending that left knee. We're going to go into Warrior One. Hold it here in Warrior One. Now stay in Warrior One for me for a second here. I'm going to just come here so you can see a little bit better. Warrior One, we want our hips to be facing forward. Reach those arms up, drop your shoulders. Let's dig a little deeper into that front heel. Beautiful. Let's bring those arms behind you, roll the shoulders open, and let's drop down into our humble warrior. So we're going to rest our left rib cage onto our left thigh and just drop our head. Now by having our head face down, creating energy through that brain, a little inversion, that helps us release any more of that tension or stress. Inhale, reach back up to Warrior One. Open your heart. Feel free to look up if it chooses to serve you well. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take those hands, frame your front, turn your back foot forward, and let's take our left leg, that front leg, and push it back into a single leg down dog. Now here, hips stay center. Try not to turn for now. I want you to stretch that right calf, shift your weight back. If you need to, drop your foot down. If not, stay right here for just a moment. Take advantage of the strength in your shoulders and the stretch through that right calf and back of the leg. Exhale, drop that foot down to down dog. Take a breath as you press back. Inhale, press your chest. Big breath in, hold it here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, look forward. Walk your feet to your hands. So we're gonna hold it here and then we'll end up doing the other side. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, drop it down. Bend the knees. We're gonna ragdoll that body back to a standing position. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open your heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, take it down slow as you need to. Into that forward fold. Hold your forward fold. Ragdoll, bend the knees. Feel that through your back as you press your hips forward, engaging through the abdominals. Reach up. Exhale and open. 1 more time. Slowly taking it down. Modifying as you need to. Hold it here. Bend the knees. Ragdoll that body back up. Big inhale. Maybe those arches, maybe those little mini back bends are getting bigger as you feel more warm. Let's exhale. We're going to take it down and we're going to end up doing the other side. Hold it here. Take a moment, grab your elbows. Notice the difference as we relax here. Shoulders come to the ears again. Feel free to rock from side to side. Feel the difference between those 2 legs maybe. Notice maybe your arms are a little closer to the earth. As we're warmer, hold it into center. Take a breath. Exhale, drop those arms down. Let's slowly bend the knees. We're gonna frame that foot and take your left leg and bring it back to your low lunge. Now I'm gonna grab my little blankie here and go right into that low lunge, dropping that back knee and flattening your toes. So here we are back in our low lunge. We're gonna hold it here and you can use those blocks. Same sequence on the other side. So let's sit right here, lifting that chest up without sinking that hip, and then squeezing your inner thighs together. Open that heart here. Crown of the head faces up to the sky. Open up through the front of that hip. This should feel really good. You're gonna notice one side a little bit different than the other. I hope you guys are feeling really good. Exhale, shift back into your half splits. So let's hold those half splits. Remember, before we want to lift that chin and chest up, flat back. Point that tailbone back and your chest forward. Lengthen through those hamstrings. 1 more breath as we extend that chest all the way forward to the front of your mat. And then exhale, feel free to round down and relax. And you can keep those blocks there or just push them gently off to the side. You might need them again. Let's shift forward into that forward low lunge. You can use those blocks if you'd like to again. And then feel the difference as we go into this 1 more time. Excellent. Let's take that left hand, take it to the inside of your foot, with or without the block. Right hand comes up for a nice little twist here. Extend those fingertips, lengthen them all the way up to the sky. And then gently taking that right hand to the inside of your foot. We're gonna go into our lizard here. So we're gonna let that right knee push off to the side here. I'll go ahead and turn this way so you guys can see better. Open up that knee. Now you can walk your foot slightly off to the side. That'll open the hips a little bit deeper. And then we want the weight on the blade of your foot right here. And then if you choose, we can drop down. This is definitely one of my favorite stretches here. We have a lot of tension through those hips and lower back. And this hits that spot right there. So if any of your emotions start coming up, just let it be. 1 more breath. Noticing that knee open a little bit wider. Let's bring those hands back up. Walk your foot back to center. Hold it here. Let's come back into that low lunge. Now, option to have your arms up. Remember, if you need to sit up a little bit, not hold it here. Let's open that heart. Draw your shoulder blades back and down. And then if you'd like your arms off your back, you're welcome to. Open up that neck. So if you're feeling yourself sink in, let your neck open up too. Create energy all the way from the top of your head down to your toes. And then release those hands. Inhale, reach up 1 more time. Exhale, take those hands, frame your foot. Curl your back foot in and then lift that back knee. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that back foot into our 45 degrees and then stand up into your warrior 1. So warrior 1, knee is facing front. Hips are turned forward. So if you feel yourself turning, get them forward. Really open up right through that hip flexor here. Digging deep into that front heel, open your heart. Let's bring those arms behind you. Roll your shoulders, open your heart. Let's go into humble warrior. Resting your right rib cage onto your right thigh. Let your head sink. Now, if you'd like to go deeper, you can always drop off of that thigh and get a little deeper into your humble warrior. Feel those arms open up a little bit more. Slowly release it. Bring those arms back up to the sky. If you want to open your heart here, challenge yourself. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly frame your foot again. Let's turn that back foot. Take your right leg, that front leg, and then bring it into your three-legged dog here. So again, we want our hips square. It's not about how high you get your leg. Square those hips so they're both facing your mat. Let your left heel sink into your mat. Shift your weight back. Flex that right foot. Everything is working. Open those shoulders. Drop that foot down for downward dog if you haven't already. Shift that weight back. Really get that tailbone up. I want you to imagine your body as a nice V. Slowly drop those knees back down and relax the shoulders. Shake everything out that needs to shake out. So we're gonna hold it here. I'm gonna move my blanket, but if you want your blanket, you're welcome to use it. And we're gonna actually open up our knees here. I'm gonna go sideways in just a second, but I want you to see we're gonna open our knees and touch our toes together. And we're just gonna sit back into child's pose. Now, if it bothers your knees to sit back, you can keep your hips up, so whatever feels better for you. And let's extend those arms and press that weight back towards the heels. Now, if it bothers your shoulders to have your arms forward like this, if you bend your elbows a little, it'll definitely help with the pressure in your shoulders. So whatever works for you. Imagine pressing your chest through your thighs, pressing your armpits into your mat. We're gonna finish off on our backs in just a moment here. Really sitting into your heels, checking back in with your body. Slowly bring those hands under the shoulders, push it back up, and all I need you to do is push your knees together and swing your legs around in front of you. So let's go ahead and come to the front of your mat a little bit. I'm gonna go sideways here so you can see, and I can see you guys. I hope you're feeling well right now. And we're gonna go ahead and just take those arms and bring them in front of you. Lift that chin and chest up. Feel your sit bones. Now just lean slightly back. Now if you feel this in your lower back, it's okay to give me a little pelvic tilt, but let's hold it right here. Now gentle yoga, we're just gonna alternate those knees, lifting those toes up, opening that heart to the sky. So we wanna make sure we're not rounding that back. You can have your arms down on the ground if you need to. Now challenge yourself. Let's see if we can do both. A little bit harder. Go at your own pace. Maybe those legs are getting warmer. 4, 3, 2, let's hold it up, hold it up. Now knees could be bent. You can have them barely touching if you need. You can have them all the way up. Whatever feels good to you. You can open those arms up wider, lift that chest up. And then dropping those toes very gently, arms at your side. I want you to take your time. Feel one vertebrae at a time as you roll down, tilting that pelvis up to the sky, head coming up or coming down last. Just let that head sink down. Arms at your side, extend those legs all the way out. Shake your legs out. Arms come over the head, big stretch, all the way both directions. You have someone pulling your arms, pulling your legs. Feel your rib cage open up. Then exhale, relax the arms. Place the bottoms of your feet on your mat. Hold it right here. Now what we're gonna do with this is open your feet just kind of to the edge of your mat. And if you're not on a mat, you're on a blanket or anything else, I just like my feet wider than my hips. All right, now make sure your knees aren't turned in. We're gonna keep everything center. And then just rock or windshield wiper your knees right to left. Feel the stretch go through the front of the hip, all the way through the front of the thighs, maybe through that lower back and through your obliques. And we're gonna finish off with this last little stretch here. So let's take our knees over to one side. Now the weight is on the blades of your feet, and your feet are wide. I want you to press that right knee down. So if your knees are to the left, your right knee is pressing down, but allow that hip to stay facing the sky. Now if you choose for a little stretch, you can take your left leg and place it on your right knee and add a little bit more to that stretch, that right leg. Now to add a little more, you can take your right arm, reach up to the sky. Imagine that stretch through your fingertips all the way down to the knee. Arm comes down, foot comes off. Let's take it center. Feel free to rock back and forth. And then over to the other side. Placing the weight on the blades of your foot again. Pressing that left knee down, pushing your left hip down. And then if you'd like, you can take that leg on to the other leg. And if you'd like, you can take that left arm, reach it up to the sky, lengthen all the way. And I like to almost suck in my belly here and then extend. So I'm trying to separate my rib cage to my hip bone here. And I really get a nice stretch right along this hip right here. Release the arm, release the leg, rock from side to side. I'm a firm believer in stretching through the front of the hips. We have a tendency to do a lot of stuff through the back of the legs, back of the hips. But what happens if we're really tight right through the front, our body starts to lean forward, and that creates the tension through that lower back. So we don't want to forget about the front of the body. Let's extend those legs straight back out. Inhale, reach those arms. Big stretch one more time. Exhale, relax it. We're going to take just our right knee into the chest. Now you can have your hand behind the knee, and then the other leg, you can either be bent or straight, whatever feels better for your back. Let's go ahead and roll those ankles around. Another way. Let's finish with a little spinal twist and then Savasana. Open those arms out to a T. Take that right knee. Let's go ahead and twist it over to your left. Now open up that chest. If your right shoulder isn't touching the ground, no big deal. Whatever feels good to you, but notice how we're opening up through the chest and shoulders. Feel nice all the way down your spine and your hips. Feel free to look over that right shoulder. Finish off. Breathing it out. One more slow, deep breath as you open up that chest. Open up those hands and palms. Spread your fingertips wide. Feel that energy flow through your body, head to toe. Gently taking it into center. Maybe hugging both knees slowly into the chest and rocking back and forth. We are almost there. Take your time. Let's extend that left or right leg out. And so the left leg is into the chest. You can have a hand behind the knee or on your shin. Roll that ankle around. Roll it the other way. And then release those arms. Let's turn that body over to the right, going into that spinal twist. Just trying to move my block here. And again, if your shoulder doesn't touch, that's fine. I just want you to imagine really opening up through your upper body. Maybe looking over that shoulder. Feeling that left knee seek towards the earth. As you exhale, create a little bit of space in that belly. So you exhale, it allows you to twist a little bit further. Breathing it in one more time. Exhale, feel that energy go through the head, all the way through your body into your toes. And then very slowly taking it back into the center. Hold it here. Feel free to bring those knees in and rock back and forth one more time. Excellent job, you guys. Let's go ahead and drop those feet gently down. Take your toes and bottoms of the feet to touch and open up into a little butterfly. Reach those arms up. Big inhale. Maybe you want to arch the back. It's okay to arch your back as long as you feel good. Exhale, let everything sink back down. Arms to your side. Let's extend those legs as far to the edge of your mat. Arms as far to the edge of your top of your mat. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, let your arms hang here. We're going to go into a little Savasana here. It's going to be short, but if you'd like to stay, you're welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. There's a link below if you'd like to get on our email list. We're starting a membership online. We would love to have you join us there. So there's a link below in the description on our YouTube channel. And what I'd like you to do right now is set your mind to your intention. Taking care of you is just as important as taking care of everyone else in your household, your pets, whatever else you may need to take care of or who you take care of. But you're just as important. So keeping your mind straight and clean, positive, is going to help you achieve those goals. So as we finish up our practice today, I want you to think of one positive thing that you're going to do today. Feel free to share it with yourself or maybe with somebody else if that gives you accountability. And take a deep breath. Breathe in all that positivity. And as you exhale, I want you to allow anything that's not serving you to just go away. It should be gone by now. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring yourself back in. Bend the knees and rock yourself over onto one side. You can just use one hand to push yourself into a seated position. So I hope you guys feel amazing today. Let's just sit however you're comfortable. Find those sit bones one more time. Roll your shoulders. Shake anything out that you might have left in you. And again, today I want you to think of one positive thing you're going to really embrace. I want you to embrace it, whether it's for you or for someone else. I want you to take it in. So let's take one slow, deep breath. Exhale it all out. Place those hands in heart center. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to join you in this practice today. The light in me honors the light in you. The badass in me honors the badass in you. Namaste.